X Men Origins the Wolverine is regarded as one of the worst movies of all time in his franchise, and while I do agree, is it the worst movie of all time? The sequences in between the narrative completely suck and just drops the ball, but the narrative itself is okay. It's telling his origin and backstory. Like, we don't need to know how he got his leather jacket. We don't need to know that. That's dumb. Prequel stuff that I don't really like about prequels. But aside from that, like, it's not an inherently bad film. Decisions and the CGI, like, they had the money for this movie. The budget seemed like it was low, but I think they had the same money and budget as first Transformers movie, and this movie looked really bad. I don't know why it did, but it just looked horrible. So because this is a prequel, we get his backstory in the first opening scene in like 18 something. It's like not in the 20th century. It's something like 17th century or whatever. He accidentally kills his father because he doesn't know that it's his father, and his brother Sabretooth, who I think like the best part about this film, the adult version of Sabretooth. I think he's amazing. He's great. They start running in the woods. There's this cool opening first montage of them running through the war. An amazing way to start a film. Sadly, it's probably the only good part about the film. So we got Logan and his backstory. We have Stryker come back. Will.i.am, who just takes me out of the film. Like, when I saw him on screen, let's talk about him right now. Whenever I saw Will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas, like, I try to, remain optimistic and neutral, but like, okay, he's playing an acting role, he's not Will.i.am right now, right? But my dumb brain just like, I can't. He needs to be on screen. It takes me out of the film. I didn't bother anyone else. It just was like, I cannot take out of myself. It just took me out of the film. And then the very last scene setting up X Men stuff, Professor X and the little kid. Like, we do see a younger Cyclops facing off against Sabretooth. So sorry for that. So the very post-credit scene, I think we have another CG looking at smooth, bald head, Professor X is like, god damn. And then he's like there to get the kids, but like, I will teach you how to use your powers and embrace them. You'll be in the school forever. And then when the kids are running, there's this CG shot clearly on a green screen, and there's no shadows, and they're just running, and they create footprints. Again, this movie had the budget of a Hollywood film. It created this, embarrassing. It's only disappointing, horrible, but just embarrassing. They had all this money and they were just messing around during post-production. I don't know. Or was it a bit between the editors being like, hey, let's make this film look as bad as possible? I don't know. They have all the money and it just went to shit. They're solely there to be, hey, catch up with the timeline. They don't even Logan, but they meet Cyclops, Emma Frost, and all the other kids and characters. It's like, okay, felt very tacked on. And I take that back. When I said Sabretooth and Logan as two different, I could just combine them together. Next, I'll talk about Stryker, a very younger Stryker. In the beginning of the movie, takes in Logan and Sabretooth as his soldiers, and they go out and wipe out people during the wars or whatnot. He wants Logan back because Logan left them. Slowly but surely, he's kind of ordering his henchman Sabretooth to kill other members of the group that was in that core group in order to have Logan come back and have him be experimented on to give him his iconic claw. He served that as his purpose, not only to add on to X2, but backstory him and how he created his experiment, the Wolverine. And then I guess we're to the meat of this, movie, Logan and his brother. So after he quits the whole group thing, he lives on the mountain with the girl, with the woman. He's working in the woods or whatnot, is living that normal life until Stryker comes back in his life. Like, hey, come back, we need you. He's like, nah, get away. And this woman actually keeps him in check. He's about to have his claws out, which, by the way, his claws are the adamantium. Goofy as fuck's dumb. Alright, it looks kind of stupid. She knows about him, his very animal and aggressive tone when he is the Wolverine. And I guess that's kind of the big part about his whole origin trilogy, him being an animal and this animal instinct taking over him. His brother, for some reason, decides to kill other members, kill his girl. That drives him mad. He goes to Stryker to talk about it. Turns out he doesn't know about it, even though he's in cahoots with them. By the end, got out of control. So that puts Logan back into the the war frame or whatever, right? So does he go to get experimented on or kill me Gambit?
So what brings you to our fair city, sir? Victor Creed.
Who, by the way, is just kind of cool, also kind of look dumb. I don't know how I feel about Gambit. Like a middle for me. I like some aspects of him, of his card magic tricks, but the look of him, not so much. But whatever, that doesn't work out. Him and his brother have I think multiple times in this film. Like I said earlier, he's brother Sabretooth is one of the best parts about this film. He's the shining light, because I don't know, I think he plays this aggressive animal well, not caring for humanity. While Logan, on the other hand, is hey, stop killing human beings. He can't take it. That's one of the reasons why he left. He wants to feel human. He wants to feel normal. And apparently his brother doesn't feel that at all. He has all his animal instincts still checked in him. Logan has that, but he has his human side to him. But after multiple fails of fighting Sabretooth, he's okay, you know what? He'll get experimented on. He gets whole Wolverine tagged on him, and he gets injected with his iconic animating claws. Stryker is thrilled that it works. His DNA with this, material work well. It just bonded, it worked together. And then he has super hearing, which I didn't think was a thing. I forgot about this actually. He has super hearing, which I guess makes sense. He is an animal after all, and I'm assuming most animals they have the hearing with ears, kind of like dogs or wolves. He hears Stryker being okay, just wrap his memory. He comes out looking beefy as fuck, gets shot in the head, does not face him, breaks out and leaves. He goes to a family barn. This family finds him. He breaks all their stuff. We get that, I guess, iconic scene of him falls out. CG claws with no shadow. Still looks horrible today. I remember watching when I was little. I was only 9 or 10 years old when the movie came out, and I remember first time it still being my dumb kid brain being yeah, this looks awful. It looks horrible. And now it even looks worse. So again, a lot of money, a lot of budget. This leather jacket, which I did not even know about. And his motorcycle, did I didn't know about that. And he essentially gets these two couple killed because he was there, so that's his fault. You get another horrific helicopter scene or whatever. Scratches the helicopter wing, and the CG and everything falling down looks terrific. Alright. And then I'll be honest, after this, I completely forgot what happened because I did not write notes notes for this film, thought I would remember everything. Turns out all I remember after this is Logan finding out that Sabretooth was in cahoots with Stryker, and then oh god, what happened? Should I just skip all that? You know, I'm gonna skip all that. We forgot what happened. Helicopter scene? I guess he means Gambit, right? Oh, never mind. Hold on. Take that back. I got one thing. Your boy Deadpool, your boy Ryan Reynolds. How can I forget about this portrayal of Deadpool? I mean, whole sword stuff. In the ending, coming out with no mouth. Why did they do that? I feel like it was a middle finger to the fans. They know that it was like the meta, breaking the fourth wall character. People talking is like one of the best parts. It's as if people behind the scenes were like, you know what, let's just big middle finger to the fans. And it's what I felt like. It was like, why would you do this? And yeah, that's all I remember after the whole depth. So anything else in between here and there doesn't matter until the very end. Turns out this lady that he was with, she turned out to be like immune as well, and her powers is to get people to tell the truth. That's why she was able to convey him and check him out and just like keep him in check. Whole love was kind of fake, even though they tried to be like, yeah, she actually had to think it for him. Whatever, it's whatever. And then I think him and his brother have one last fight, but then in the end, brother conveys to the good side is like, hey, he's been on the wrong side. Just as they start to have a bond, brothers again, he died. Stryker, I don't know, I did not pay attention. Stryker tries to kill him himself, but he's like, hey, you know, send out Deadpool, send out Ryan Reynolds, we get that horrible Ryan Reynolds. And then the battle ends out in the outside. God, I really forgot about this movie. I think it ends in the outside with him, his brother dying, him and his lover parting ways because this whole love was not true. Killing Deadpool. Stryker still out on the loose because he's still in X2 in the events of that movie. He goes off alone, probably in a bar fighting, getting his memory. He forgot his memory in the first film, following the events of the first X Men movie, X2, and then X Men Last Stand. But yeah, that was X Men Origins the Wolverine. Not the word, like I said earlier, still decently well made in terms of a narrative, but again, everything in between the CG, everything just sucks. It has a problem of explaining things that nobody wants to know, so it has that issue. Logan's dumbass all, and I don't know, just feeling this movie like it had this big budget. Good thing is only Logan getting that house scene and then Sabretooth. I think those are the only two good things, but aside from that, not a whole lot going on. In the end, X Men Origins the Wolverine, or is it Wolverine? X Men Origins Wolverine, doesn't matter. It's a bad film, but I don't think it's the worst of all time. So that's it for me. This has been the road so far, and thank you for watching.